Well guys, this is the third time I am taping this. The first time the file was all weird and scrambled, and then the second time I was in the middle of talking, maybe 30 seconds into it, and the battery died on the GoPro. So I got the old GoPro session here. Just wanted to talk to you or show you some things. We got a 2009 TTR125 we got for the 14-year-old boy. We got this. I know it's too small for him. It's not real small, but hopefully he'll ride this for this summer once we get it fixed, and then we'll think about getting him a 125. But it all comes down to if he enjoys riding as much as I have, and if he keeps in line around the house. So what we got this for, we spent $600 on it, had a little engine noise, was in really good shape. The guy seemed really nice. I thought it was valves, so we set the valves, ended up not getting rid of the noise, so I had to tear into the motor. Tore into the motor and found a scorched piston with a stuck lower ring, and when I grabbed a hold of this crank here, there's a lot of up and down movement, so that's where our clanking's from. So cylinder is going to need bored. We're just going to take out the entire crank and split the crank and put a new rod bearing and rod pin and rod on it. New piston and rings we already got. New gasket kit we already got. So I got a buddy that'll hone this cylinder for about 10 bucks. Don't know about the crank, never split them, usually just buy a new crank, but this crank here is like $500, so that's not happening. So I ended up getting the rod and the pin and the rod bearing for like $100 factory. So, and then another thing I want to show you guys, I got this for the side-by-side for the X3, and you buy these already pre-cut, the 2 inches, and they're the go on your light bar. I was having problems running through at night, and the dust was horrible, so we got an Amber light, and I'll explain more of that back in the video. Comes with a squeegee, a razor blade, and a squirt bottle of I guess you could put, it's just a little squirt bottle, but I guess you could put soapy water in there to put it on, or you could put alcohol in it to clean it, but it's your choice. It just comes with it. Got this off Amazon. You can also get them on the internet. Just type in 40, 50, 10-inch light bar, amber tint, and this will come up. Comes in the little kit, $25, $28, something like that. But another thing we got going on the X3, we are, or should be here on Wednesday, got shock therapy springs coming in. The reason we're doing that, you probably can't tell from this video, I'm sitting pretty good now. I'm probably at only 13, 14 inches. When we had this with, 15 gallons worth of fuel in our pack and everything, we had about 8. So we have to solve that problem. So we destroyed that lower skid plate, just rubbed it raw. So we have to fix that problem, get it back up to height, get it to where it can take the weight of everybody in it, take the beating. So we're going to put shock therapy springs on it. And then I probably won't come out with the video until I actually test it. I want to see what it does in the corners, if it's that much better. People say 90% or 80% difference. And then if you want 100% difference, you actually got to go and get their shock tuning, which is not cheap. So another thing we're going to think about, I want to start being able to run these lights separate from the light bar, and I want these lights to be a little bit brighter, so I can run with these and these on at the same time, and then if I need the light bar, so be it. But the light bar draws so much fucking power, it's ridiculous. Once you turn this on, my gauge will drop from 14 down to about 12.2, and you really have to watch it. So you actually have to choose between the light bar and running your radio, maybe turn off your intercom. You just need to watch your gauge, and it's taking a beating on my battery and also the charging system. So we just kind of want to eliminate the light bar altogether. It just draws too much power, and we'd like, anyway, having the lights down low, it does make it a little bit easier seeing through the dust. The only bad thing is these do get dirtier up front being down low. So you give and take, and that's just your personal preference. I don't like light up front. It shines into my glass too much. It lightens up the cab. I just don't like a light up there. So we're going to turn this amber and only use it when we need it in really dusty situations. So that's kind of what's going on, guys, and I'll show you the rest of the video. Hopefully those files are okay, but you guys have any questions, please leave at the end of the video. So here's the rest of it. All right, guys, best thing to do here is actually to get these wet. I use soap and water. This is actually clay lube. Clay lube works awesome for this kind of stuff. This tint here isn't like regular tint. It's very thick, so it's easy to work with. Nice thing is this stuff being pre-cut, pretty easy to put on. Pretty easy. And then really this is a little tiny bit thicker, or it doesn't fit in there. It's gonna need to be trimmed very, 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 very little bit, which kind of sucks. It's not exactly, this light bar is not exactly 2 inches. And this film is. So I'll have to go and trim it all. No big deal, but a little inconvenient, but not more than that. Squeegee out all the water, guys, and I'll show you what it looks like here when I get it all done. There you guys go. It's not the easiest thing to trim. You can kind of see there are some spots where I trimmed too much, but I mean, it's 20 bucks. So if you do screw it up, it's going to cost you 20 bucks again. Why you do this, guys, why amber lights, is because this spectrum of light will cut through dust and snow very, very well. They say any thing above 4,000 Kelvin will start to just make it difficult to see through dust and stuff. So those cars that you see going down the highway with blue lights, those are way up there at like the 18, 20,000 range. So actually, if they were in the dust, it would be very hard for them to see, but it's a very white, almost a blue light. So it's better to see when there's nothing in the air, but if you're going down a dusty road, amber is the best thing to get you through dust. So for 20 bucks, instead of having to take off your cheap light bar or go out and buy something else that has amber so you can see through the dust, you can buy the film and put it on there. And you can see, guys, I don't know if you can see that in the video, but I trimmed a little bit too much, but you really can't notice it unless it's on. And you can notice the difference between the bottom lights and the top lights there. But I don't know if that's amber enough or dark enough or what, but we're gonna give it a shot. Obviously this is way up in the air, so we're gonna give it a shot. I won't use it very often. What I'll probably end up doing is taking these lights and wiring them into themselves on their own switch. So I only use that when I need it. And then we're going to think pretty heavily about the Baja Designs lights and maybe put them in. But another thing we have coming, I have shock therapy springs coming for this car. When we were in Wisconsin, we were riding way too low, so I get a flat there. So we're gonna put those on next video, and it might not be next video, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them on and then test them and then give you guys the full video. But another thing I did here, I put a bunch of this sound dampening tape around this bar. This bar runs into the cab, and we noticed in the summertime, as soon as this radiator fan kicks on, it pushes so much hot air into the cab. It's ridiculous. So what we did is blocked off a lot of this. And then I also went inside and blocked off a lot of it underneath. So hopefully that helps a bit. But guys, if you want to do this, your lights, 20 bucks. You can find a lot of them on Amazon, already pre-cut for your deal here. If not, all you do is type it in the search engine and you'll find them. Don't spend over $20-25 for it. This stuff is very thick, so it's not like that paper thin stuff that you would put on your side windows or stuff in a car. But there it is, guys. Just a little something for you, short video. Have a good one.